Why fixing other people is kind of never worth it. See, the first question that I thought of, what is it that people themselves think about when they say they want to fix someone? See, from a correct perspective, if you want to fix someone, it means that you want to pull them out of the shell that they have existed, that they have imposed on themselves, or that they have embraced because of their environment, teachings, or being forced to live like that by people around, or an environment, a psychological environment that they created within to support their existence as a escape mechanism. There are numerous situations why someone ends up in such a psychological shell, as I call it, but pulling people out of that is kind of not necessarily worth it. The point is, everything that one builds, physically or psychologically slash mental, has a certain lifetime, let's say, and it's also tied to the personality changes that everyone goes through. As well, things change, and well, their life also changes, and suddenly they will find out that things that once they liked, well, are no longer likable, and well, they'll kind of be forced to move away. Whether they still keep to resist, they'll be met with, well, feeling the void left behind as the, well, shackles they had, their beliefs, or whatever you want to call them. Everything that they once liked and they don't want to let go, well, will feel like a dragging chain initially. Uh, wait, with a lot of what we can call depression or tiredness, because things are very solid and they take time to simply be replaced. Once they are slowly and surely, well, they're not replaced with anything. It's just that there's a empty space remaining there, and it will feel like a void. It will feel like something within has died. Well, technically, something within did die because it was one's own energy that they invested alongside time and, well, emotions and the such. Yes? So it was like building an extension of your own, but in the end, it no longer was important, so it had to be decommissioned. This is how life functions. Life is all about sampling consciousness, different bits here and there, but never becoming truly attached to those. Yes? So pulling someone out of that shell might actually suddenly face them with a reality they are not willing to be ready. Yes, in many cases they are not ready, but in many other cases they are not willing to embrace that new reality. They will still want to huddle back in the comfort of the old. Yes, so when you are nice, for example, with someone who hasn't been used to being treated nicely and such, either they will use all sorts of reasons to push you away because it is uncomfortable. Yes, it also will force them to think that they have to do something in return. Don't forget, the worst thing that one can do against themselves is harm. Yes, is self-abandonment, because in the end you are your worst victim. Yes, if you want to be harsh to any other human or animal, yes, they might actually have some defenses. Maybe they will run, maybe they will fight back. Yes, even an insect will try to run. There is a certain kind of resistance that they can have, or, well, they might even fight back. When it comes to yourself, there is literally no defense that you have in the face of your own so called wrath. And in a sick society, in a death cult society more precisely, obviously, well, that is the only thing that they want. What do you get to be taught, especially since very young age? Destroy your life slowly and surely, drink yourself to death, and do all sorts of things, live life to the fullest, as they say. But that is only, placing the red carpet for all the diseases and problems that can hardly wait for their turn to come. Yes, and once you are, how to put it, once you are sick in this sick society, all of its doors open as if you are suddenly a VIP. But every help back from the sick society that helped you and taught you how to ruin yourself, everything will cost a bit of your soul as well, because you've been giving a bit of your soul every time you have been fighting against yourself. Well, now it's gonna cost even more. And the question in the end is, in a sick society, is what is left of you? Yes, after you are done with almost everything. Yes, you're never gonna feel happy. You're never gonna feel fulfilled. And people who go through this, well, they'll never be pleased, regardless of how much you try to help them. Yes, there's not much of a consciousness left within them. They took an oath that they will give up their consciousness for a while for this current experience. They will experience life, what it is when you simply disregard all the rules and everything that there is. Yes, there are people who have to go through these phases of enlightenment because, well, not everyone bleeds red apparently, and not everyone will wake up at the right time. If we are to go even further, well, once you pull someone out of that shell, well, most likely what will happen is that they will leave you for someone else because you have pulled them out of the shell, but they have not yet experienced anything else. Because whatever good you are doing them, they were still experiencing in that shell that they were. And when they agreed to step out for a bit, a habit takes a long time till it settles down. Yes, till it becomes more and more stable. Just like a plant needs a strong root to, sustain itself. That's why every plant, like trees, for example, when they grow, the taller they grow, the wider they grow. Also, their roots grow steeper because they need more stability. Similarly, that's how a habit also forms. Yes, it needs to experience a certain amount of repetition, a certain amount of emotional investment, and, well, obviously time. Yes. So when you want to help someone, when you want to fix someone, remember that you're not here to fix other people. You are here to live life in such a bright way that you make them curious. What will life be if they live like you? Yes, maybe provide them some hints, or just be what you are and let them figure out how you are. Because in the end, the guru will never teach you how to be like them. They will teach you small steps on how to become more silent within, and the path will open up. It's only you that has to follow up that path. No one will ever force you to be spiritual. That is an ongoing process, irrespective of how ignorant someone is. And, well, they need to have a consciousness for that, obviously, but, well, the point is very simple. The path of spirituality is something that everyone has to follow on their own. And many times people will feel uncomfortable. It is okay. Everything that they build will also have an end. So the point is, the more silent one is, the more detached they are. So when these goodbyes occur, well, they know for sure that it will not hurt that much. They will simply move on without much of a hassle. Other people will try to latch on. They will try to rehearse everything as if the crumbling sandcastle needs rebuilding. But everything that is built has an expiry date. Yes, it is the way of physicality. So the very simple point is embrace life the way it is. Embrace a bit of stillness. Embrace a bit of silence. Because we all want to act around on our own whim, on our own impulses. But at oftentimes our impulses are not telling us that something we want to do to others is necessarily going to benefit them. Yes? Some people have to descend into the sunken place to experience what things are in there. It is going to be painful for someone who has already gone there because you'll feel that you have to wait for those. Well, embrace people who are more capable, who are more on your energy level. Because people of a different energy level, especially of a more dense, of a lower one, obviously will be nothing else than vampires. They will always feel like draining. They will always be boring. They will always need sound, noise, and the such, because that is what their environment is all about. They think being loud and noisy is what makes them feel alive. Yes, they are like seeking attention from others. Because you will see the more noisy someone is, the more attention they seek. How this functions is very simple. Imagine that you want to distract your enemy, right? So you create all sorts of noise so that they can pick up your location on every possible sonar and radar frequency as possible, yes, on all of those. So it's kind of the same with these kinds of people, yes? They will try to draw your attention. They will talk endlessly and usually about things of their own, and well, probably they won't be even good listeners when it comes to you speaking something of your own. And at the same time, it's also annoying that you might give them some good life advice, but yet again, they might not be willing to listen, or they might listen, but it's not gonna be comfortable to do what you're telling them. So they're gonna simply disregard it. Yes? So these people are people that are not inherently evil, or they're not necessarily bad against you. It's just that they don't feel comfortable on trying something new. That is why it is always good to keep a certain distance from these people, have minimalist discussions, or, well, discuss with them if you have certain standpoints that are common, do whatever, but remember that your energy should be sacred. Yes, don't try to fix other people because you're not here for that. In most situations, they will simply regard you as boring, yes, because they will try to find all sorts of reasons to no longer stay around you. Because when you try to fix someone, you're showing yourself also as superior, yes, or domineering. And that's probably something that they want to run away from. That's probably something that they've been running from. The idea of being intimidated by someone better than them. Because when people realize that their whole life is shit, they want to put their whole shit together. So when they meet someone who's superior than them, better than them, but not necessarily in a condescending way, it's just that they are better than them. They have everything better, their energies are better, they are much more lively. They will not want to be around that person because they would expect the same thing that has happened to them. Yes, they will expect, hardships. They will expect, well, expectations, obviously, misjudgments, because this is a big fear of people. People are not afraid of judgment because mostly everything that you do psychologically or especially mentally is a sort of judgment. Yes, you are taking decisions, so that is technically a kind of judgment. People are afraid of misjudgment because that is what happens in many situations. You do something and someone else gets triggered because they misinterpreted the things. Yes? So hopefully this video raised a bit of awareness. You are appreciated, take care, enjoy life, and this being said, Ferenc Board signing out.